John and Mary sit at the dining room table, frantically scouring over documents, while brothers Jake and Timmy are sitting in the next room playing video games when everything comes to a screeching halt. "This doesn't look good," proclaimed John as he shakes his head in disbelief. "What is it, dear?" Mary questioned with concern. John continued, "If I'm reading all of this mumbo-jumbo right, Dad won't have enough to cover his burial expenses." "So what does that mean for us?" Mary asked. "Well, unfortunately, dear, it looks like we will have to pull from the little savings we have to make sure Dad is given a proper send-off." "I'm sorry, dear. That will mean we will have to delay buying a home a little longer and keep renting," John said. Mary, frustrated, displays sadness. John embraces her with determination on his face. "Mom and Dad have been talking a lot about money lately," Jake says. "What's the big deal?" Timmy curiously asked. John and Mary walk into the next room to speak with the kids. "Well, kids," John begins, "with the passing of your grandfather, there are a lot of things going on. Sometimes life happens, and though it doesn't feel good, every situation gives you the opportunity to learn from it. And with my father's passing, I realize I'm not as prepared as I thought I was, and I want to change that for you." Timmy and Jake stare at each other with puzzled looks on their faces. "My father did the best he could with what he knew about money, and I thought I was doing pretty good. This situation has shown me that I and we as a family must do much better." "That's right," Mary adds. "We decided that as a family, we should all learn about financial literacy. And to help us, we've invited Mr. Allen, a financial advisor and mentor, to guide us." "What's financial literacy and who's Mr. Allen?" quipped Timmy. Mr. Allen steps in with a warm smile. "Hello, Johnson family. I'm here to help you learn about financial literacy. Let's get started, shall we?" Mary continues, "We've realized we need to understand our finances better." John added, "With my dad's passing, I'm seeing that maybe there is more for us to know, and I definitely don't want my sons to have this same burden when we pass." "Let me put your minds at ease by saying you are not alone, and your situation can improve with my help and guidance," commented Mr. Allen. "Financial literacy isn't taught in schools, and our parents can only give you the knowledge they have. To start, can anyone tell me what financial literacy means?" Mr. Allen asks. Jake raises his hand. "Is it about money?" "Exactly," Mr. Allen replies. "Financial literacy means knowing how to manage money. It's understanding that money is a tool, not something that controls us." Tommy pipes up. "Why is that important?" "Good question, Timmy," Mr. Allen says. "Understanding money is the beginning to making smart choices financially that can affect you for years. For example, if you know how to manage your money, you can save for things you need and want without getting into trouble." "Let's start with your financial situation," Mr. Allen suggests. "John and Mary, what financial challenges are you facing?" John sighs. "I would say, I thought we've been doing decently up until I found out that my dad didn't have enough to cover his burial expenses. We do enough to keep up with our bills and save a little for our future. Yet, with us having to dip into our savings for the remaining balances for the funeral, we want to buy a house and it feels impossible right now." Mary adds, "And we've also noticed that maybe we spend too much on things we don't really need. We want to set a better example for Jake and Timmy." "Jake, what about you?" Mr. Allen asks. Jake shrugs. "I don't know. I just want to save up for a new bike, but I keep spending my allowance on video games and snacks." Timmy jumps in. "I want to buy cool toys, but I never have enough money." Financial literacy is important because it helps you understand how to make your money work for you, Mr. Allen explains. By learning how to budget, save, and invest, you can achieve your financial goals and better overcome common pitfalls. "How do we start?" John asks. First, we need to set up some financial goals, Mr. Allen replies. John and Mary, let's start with you. What are your short-term and long-term goals? Mary thinks for a moment. Short-term, we want to pay off our credit card debt. Long-term, we want to save for a house and our children's education. Great, Mr. Allen says. Jake, what are your goals? Jake smiles. I want to save for a new bike and learn how to manage my allowance better. And you, Timmy? Mr. Allen asks. Timmy grins. I already told you. I want to buy a big toy set. I'm here to help guide you through this journey, Mr. Allen says. Think of me as your financial coach. I'll teach you the skills you need to manage your money wisely and reach your goals. Thank you, Mr. Allen, John says. We're ready to learn. Fantastic, Mr. Allen replies. In our next episode, we'll dive into budgeting basics. We'll learn what a budget is, how to track expenses, and the importance of saving. The family smiles and nods in agreement, ready to embark on their financial literacy journey together. Join us next time as we explore the first step in financial literacy, budgeting. See you then.